Hello everybody. I welcome you all in 13th session of your Physics Paper 1 syllabus. Up to the last sessions, we have covered the topics related with unit number 1. Now, herewith, we are going to start unit number 2, which is related with acoustics mainly. So let us start. We are studying physics since our 8th-9th standard. So we know that physics is a basic science that deals with the study of motion, forces, interactions, and structure of matter. There are various branches of physics like classical mechanics, quantum mechanics, something that deals with the study of motion. So it is nuclear physics, which deals with the study of structure of a nucleus, modern physics, mathematical physics, cryogenics. Have you heard this word cryogenics? Yes, we have heard many times that in rocket there is a cryogenic engine. So cryogenics is a branch of physics that deals with the study of science that takes place at a very low temperature of the order of minus 150 degrees centigrade. So thermodynamics, it is a branch of physics that deals with the heat phenomena. Electromagnetism, optics, again interesting one. Optics, it is the study of light. Astrophysics, yes, this is something about which I know little bit more as compared to all these branches, because my specialization is in astrophysics and recently I pursued my PhD in astrophysics related subject. So there is a plasma physics. We have heard this word hydrodynamics when we are studying the structure of air. When we are speaking about the inner part of air, we have said that the inner part of air is filled up with some fluid, endolymph, and whatever happened there is nothing but the hydrodynamics. So hydrodynamics is a branch of physics that deals with the motion of fluids and forces acting on solid bodies immersed in that fluid. So we called it as the hydrodynamics. Okay, hydrodynamics. Apart from this, there is atomic physics, geophysics, and there is a branch what we called it as acoustics, on which we have to focus here in our second unit, acoustic. So what is meant by acoustics? Acoustics is a branch of science, a branch of physics which deals with the study of sound. It is related with the study of production of sound, propagation of sound, perception, or what we call it as effect and interaction of sound with the material. So this branch of physics that deals with the study of sound, we called it as an acoustics. So there are various fields wherein we use this word acoustics. So these are various branches where the study of acoustics is involved. So what are these branches? It is the environmental acoustics, which deals with the study of natural and man-made noise. For example, the noise pollution is a critical problem nowadays. The overall goal of this environmental acoustics is to make this world as quieter as possible. So it is the environmental acoustic. Musical acoustics that we have studied in unit number 1. It is the study of science of music and various musical instruments. We called it as the musical acoustic. Architectural acoustic, it is the study of design of buildings, theaters, malls, and all these things. It is the study of design of buildings and other spaces so as to hear a pleasant sound in it without any echoes, noise, etc. So this branch of acoustic we called it as the architectural acoustic. Acoustic has a huge application in medical field also. We are very well familiar with the sonography term, in which we use ultrasound, sound beyond the range of human audibility. We called it as the ultrasound, having frequency greater than 20 kilohertz. This sound we called it as the ultrasound, and this ultrasound has a huge application in medical field. It is used to diagnose the various misalignments and treat them. This ultrasound is used for the sonography purpose, and like this there are various applications of acoustic in the medical field also. What we called it as the medical acoustics. Apart from this, there is a special branch underwater acoustic. Underwater acoustics, like you may have heard the word sonar, okay, which is related with something that we are going to send some signal from the surface of water, say of ocean surface. So that sound signal go up to the bottom part of that ocean and come back. So this kind of study comes under the head of underwater acoustics. So in this branch, the use of sound is made to study and detect the presence of animals and their behaviors. So all these terms come under the head of underwater acoustics. I haven't included here, but there is infrasonic acoustic also. Like this ultrasound, there is infrasound also. Infrasound, what we called it as the sound which is having frequency less than the human audibility. That is less than 20 hertz. 20 hertz. We called it as the infrasound. And this infrasound acoustic has huge application in seismology, like the study of earthquakes and all. There is again one more branch of acoustic, what we called it as the psychological acoustic, because it has been found that there is a great effect of sound on the behavior of human being. So there is a special branch you may heard, the music therapy, sound therapy. Okay, so this branch of acoustic that deals with the effect of sound on the psychology of human being or psychology of animals, this we called it as the psychological acoustics. So these are the few branches of acoustics. Apart from these branches, there are many other branches in which the principle of acoustic has been used to study various phenomena. So there are many branches of acoustic other than these branches. So This, in this way, acoustics is used in various branches. Now, whenever we say an acoustical event occur, whenever we say, like I am speaking in front of this laptop, there is something in this laptop, there is a system that is converting my voice to something else. Okay, I am speaking in front of this laptop, it is the cause of sound production. So, this sound enters into my laptop not as a sound but in the form of something else. So, there should be some mechanism that is converting my sound to a term, a quantity that will be identified by laptop. That signals will be propagated through some medium by some way up to your mobile, at which after getting these signals to your mobile, after you receive these signals at your mobile, there should be again some phenomena that convert that signals into the sound that you are actually hearing. So, I am at my home, you are at your home, but still we are listening one another. So, you are listening to me actually. So, this we call it as an acoustical event. So, whenever we are speaking about acoustics of an event, we have to study its cause, its effect, and its overall propagation. This collectively we called it as an acoustical event. Acoustical event. So, as I have said that my sound is going to be converted to some another signals that will be identified by laptop. At your point in your mobile, there should be something that is converting that signals to the voice, to the sound actually. So, there is something that is converting one form of energy, because sound is a form of energy. So, something is there that is converting one form of energy to another form of energy. This process of converting one form of energy to another form of energy, we called it as the transduction process. Transduction process. And the device that is used for this transduction process, we called it as the transducers. We called it as the transducers. Transducers. These are the devices that convert one form of energy to another form of energy. We called it as the transducers. Okay, but can we say that acoustic is the only branch wherein we use the transducers? Not at all. There is a huge application of transducers. There is a tremendous applications of transducers in various fields. So, there are a lot of types of transducers depending on various things. So, this transducer classification, this article, transducer classification, become vast because transducers are classified into various branches depending on the source of energy, that is transducer classification depending upon the source of energy, transducer classification depending on the quantity to be measured, classification depending on the physical effect or the variation taking place, transducer classification depending on the principle of operation, transducer classification depending on whether it is analog or digital transducer, and so on. So, depending on all these types, these basic classification schemes. Depending on this classification scheme, transducers are classified in a vast variety. This transducer classification we will see in our next lecture. Thank you. If you have any question, more important, if you have any question, please ask me. You can drop it here a comment, or you can drop a comment in your classroom. You can add a public comment or private comment, or even you can call me if you have any doubt related with this session, this or any next session or any previous session. Don't hesitate to ask me. Thank you. Bye.